Damon Martin, MMA fighting. I am here right now with the man himself, the 2020 Olympic gold medalist, 21 years old, doing far more than I've ever done at 21. I'll tell you that much for sure. Gable Steveson. Gable, welcome in, man. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Man, yes, sir. I appreciate y'all having me.
Absolutely. Be honest. You just won a gold medal. Do you get tired of hearing that? You just won a gold medal. I mean, come on now.
No,
That's a pretty you never get tired of that, right?
no, never. I mean, that's a lifelong dream, and that match is going to be posted so many places in the future, and so many kids going to look up to it. So it's never going to get tired of me. It's gonna be crazy.
Absolutely. Before the Olympics started, I did a wrestling preview with Daniel Cormier, and we sat down and we looked at the entire team, and we said we both believed everyone was going to win a medal, and we were trying to predict the golds. And we said, a couple, and I said, both of us said we think Gable is the guy who's going to pull off the upset. We're like, this is the guy you got to watch. But you hadn't had a ton of freestyle international competition up to that point. But you rolled through those first three rounds like so dominantly. Like, did you kind of expect that? Did it just play out that way? Like, can I give me your thoughts on those first couple of matches, because you didn't allow a point to be scored until the finals, obviously.
Oh man, it was actually very surprising, to be honest, because I went past the 2016 Olympic champ, like three-time world champ before that, and the guy wrestled first. He was about 35 years old. He's been on the scenes for a long time. So I mean, it's Olympic Games. You never know what to expect. But to be honest, after the first match, I went out there and the fire came and it was like the ball was rolling. The second match was a match I was looking forward to. So I was already like prepping myself to go against Taha Agu of Turkey. And when I met him, I've been waiting for that matchup for a long time. And so I wanted to see him. And then after I beat him, I was like, my fire is like really lit right now. Like I'm going back to back unscored on. And then in the semis, I went unscored on again. And I was like, oh, I was kind of surprised myself. I was like, I don't know how I'm doing this. And then we'll talk about the finals after.
It was amazing to watch. Like I said, and Taha Ghul is a beast. I mean, obviously that guy's a hugely accomplished wrestler. To go out and blank him, I think it was 8-0. I mean, that's a huge deal to go out and blank that guy.
Yeah, it's he's a legend at heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? He got my respects. He's got a lot of people's respects. For me to go out there and do that to him is very surprising for the outside world. But for me, in my inner circle that I've trained with, was not a big deal, to be honest, because we're built for situations like that. If you're built for situations like that, you're gonna go out there and enjoy yourself, and you're gonna put on a good show for everyone out there. So he's like I said, he got all the respects for me, and I know I could go out there and put the hammer on him, and I'm just glad I put it on in the right way.
Yeah. So obviously the finals, Gino Petrashvili, a monster from Georgia. Of course, he's a dominant guy as well. Was a three-time world champion, bronze medalist in 2016, a beast in his own right. And you obviously you knew you had your hands full. You knew he was a tough opponent, and obviously you got up early, and then he came back. I'll be honest, I was watching it. I stayed up to watch it. And I was like a little shocked. Like I was a little shocked at how he came back. Like I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I felt really good at the beginning of the match. I think it was 4-0, and then second period I took a bad shot and didn't come to my feet, and he rolled me through. And then he took a really good shot, and I knew that gut wrench was coming because he does it to everybody. He rolled me up a few times, and at that point it was like a roller coaster emotion because I was on a high, and then like I went to the bottom of the world after I was losing, and it was like 30 seconds left. But at the end of the day, I never lost faith in myself. I never lost hope. I knew I spent 3 weeks in Tokyo to go out there and have a gold medal, not second place. And so that's what I was thinking. And at that point, and I think that drive, that fire for me to take gold helped me pull off those last 2 takedowns.
Yeah. So let's just go ahead and talk about the final sequence. I don't know how many times you described it to this point. I can tell you right now, Gable, my neighbors hate me because I screamed like a 12-year-old girl when you landed the 2 points to win at 7 a.m. here on the East Coast. Walk me through that sequence, because again, in that moment, seconds are running down, time is running out, obviously you got to land the 2 points to get the win. Walk me through that sequence and kind of the emotion of when you hit, because obviously you've seen the famous photo, you got the 2 points out, it's an iconic photo now, but that was such an amazing sequence.
Oh, it's so hard to describe what I was going through in that seconds. I mean, right when I got put back on my feet to go for the 6-second takedown and get it in 0.2, it was like I think at that point it was just straight heart. It was like nothing to lose. You gotta make something happen. And so when I was circling behind them and I saw that clock strike 0.2 when I scored the 2 and the buzzer went off, it was like it was kind of like a wild feeling, kind of indescribable. Like you have to be in that situation to feel it, because like it was like I'm an Olympic gold medalist and I did it at 21 years old, and it was some most definitely special to do against an opponent like that.
Yeah. Now, obviously, if you go out and you beat the guy, you tech fall him, 10-0 or technical superiority, what they call in the Olympics. I say tech fall because I always watch college wrestling, but tech fall him, it would have been great. Obviously, it would have been an amazing moment for you to go out and do something like that. But this is something that's going to live on forever. I mean, we got to be honest. I wrote about it after it happened. I said one of the craziest, most insane finishes in Olympic history to pull off that win with, like you said, 0.2 seconds remaining on the clock. I mean, I'm sure you would have loved a 10-0 win, but be honest, like the fact that you had to pull that off the way you did, I mean, this is going to live forever. I mean, that's a moment that, 20 years from now, they're going to be replaying that moment whenever we talk about Olympic wrestling.
I would have loved a 10-0. I mean, at the beginning of the match, I thought I had it, and I took them out of bounds for the 4-pointer, but they didn't give it to me, so I had to refocus. To have a 10-0 win in Olympic finals would have been historical, but I think the way things happen and the way the world aligned, that last second takedown made it even more historical. And so that picture of me throwing up the 2 points is hopefully going to be an iconic photo and be brought up when I'm 40 years old in the future. And hopefully kids look up to that picture and kids see that video and just to know to never give up and never stop wrestling.
Absolutely. I hate to be that guy, Gable. I got to ask you, is the gold medal nearby? Do you keep it like with you? Like, where's the gold medal right now?
It's right there, right behind me.
It's like it's one of those accomplishments like you can never, I imagine you probably can never get sick of like talking about it or thinking about it, right? Like, because it's something you work so hard for your entire life. I mean, for people that don't know, obviously we're more of a mixed martial arts site, but for people that don't know, like you literally were born into wrestling. Your name is Gable Dan Steveson, and obviously, of course, I actually had a chance a few months ago to interview Dan Gable, which was one of my favorite interviews of all time. That guy's an icon. But you were literally born for this, which is crazy to think about. To get that gold medal at 21, I mean, I can't even imagine the emotion.
Oh, there's so many crazy emotions. I mean, after I got that gold medal, I probably didn't take it off for like 3 days. I had it on me everywhere I went, everywhere. Like I was showing it to all the homies on the FaceTime and stuff. And I mean, to do it at such a young age, I mean, it's most definitely life changing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of kids that are 21 don't even get to go outside the country and see different places. And there's so many kids that don't go outside the country and wrestle at world championships, especially the Olympic Games, because we only send 6 people if everyone qualifies. And so for me to go out there and influence the next generation of young kids that come up and want to do that same thing at such a young age is crazy. And hopefully kids look at that and be inspired to step on the wrestling mat and go out there and do the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you've heard this before, but I mean, you're the first guy at this weight class to do it, in so many years for America. I mean, Mark Baumgartner is the last guy to do it. And that's, back in the 90s. And heavyweight has always been a really difficult class for the American wrestlers. And obviously there's no shame in that, but to go out and do that in that weight class is a big deal because you are a different breed of heavyweight wrestler, which is, again, I know you've heard this a million times, your celebration with the backflip and everything, but you are a different kind of heavyweight wrestler. You're not the guy who's just going to lean on people. You literally go out there and outmove them, outfast them, all these kind of things. You are a different kind of heavyweight.
I mean, I just the athleticism there, the confidence is there, and I like being a showman. I like going out there and doing the backflips and making sure not a lot of people see what happens with wrestling, the results. And so for me to go out there and do backflips and put on a good show for people is bringing outside people to come watch wrestling. And that's what we always wanted. We wanted to grow the sport and grow it to a bigger thing. And I mean, 29 years later, after Bruce Baumgartner won I think his first or second one, not sure. There's a new heavyweight champ for USA. And for me to go out there and put on them red, white, and blue and bring a gold medal home and hear that national anthem when I'm on the gold medal stage is something special. And hopefully, like I said, just inspiration for others and just a motivation factor for the younger kids.
Absolutely. Yeah, I said Mark. I was thinking Mark Coleman. It was a buddy of mine in wrestling. Seeing Mark Coleman heavyweight and going to Bruce Baumgartner. But yeah, that's a tough weight class. So to go out and do what you did is a big deal. And I know there's no team medal, in the Olympics like there is in college where you win a national championship like that. But America won the most medals, in wrestling between the men's and women's. 3 gold medals in total, 2 on the men's freestyle. I mean, I know, again, it's not a team competition in the Olympics, but you got to be happy with how things played out for Team USA at this Olympics.
Oh, yeah. everyone went out there, did their job. I mean, men's freestyle came home with five medals, 2 gold medals. Me and David Taylor and I won the gold. Kyle Schneider second, and Kyle Dake and Thomas Gilman both bronze. I mean, we went out there, put on a show, and all the women's wrestlers, Tamara, Adeline, Sarah Hildenbrandt, and I think Helen Maroulis came back with medals. I mean, for them to go out there and put on a good name for themselves, and like I said, we're just trying to inspire the next group of kids that are going to come through. And when we're older, they're going to look at us and be like, wow, those 2 teams were legendary. They came home with 9 medals out of the 11 wrestlers that were sent or something. I mean, USA is most definitely growing in wrestling, and we are the powerhouse in the world.
Yeah. There was a time not that long ago, Gable, where wrestling, just didn't get a lot of attention. And you had the hardcore people who still watch it, myself and some other MMA people. But obviously, as MMA has grown, I think that has helped wrestling. We've seen, obviously very accomplished wrestlers go on to become fighters, and we've seen the sport kind of grow. Obviously, I think Jordan Burroughs was a big influence on that. He kind of had that personality. People kind of followed him when he did his gold medal in 2012. And we see this now to where wrestling is a much bigger sport. Now, you're a guy, I mean, I've read stories about you from high school where you were, when you went on this incredible run through the end of your high school career. And obviously you came into college with a lot of eyeballs on you when you went to the University of Minnesota. So you're kind of used to living under the spotlight, but to do what you're doing at 21 and limits, like, can you wrap your head around it? Because you've helped and handled pressure like nobody's business. I mean, we got to be honest. Like, there's a lot of people who would crumble in these kind of situations, and you've kind of embraced it. You've invited it on you.
Oh, I love spotlight. I love going out. Like I said, I love going out there and putting on the best show possible for the people. At the end of the day, people are waking up at 4 a.m. to watch me wrestle. You know what I'm saying? If I go out there and have to do it, it's going to be a waste of time for them to wake up and watch me wrestle. So for me to go out there at 21, the pressure of the world is on me to satisfy the people at home is what I'm mostly worried about. To make USA proud is what I'm worried about, especially here at Minnesota. To make the university proud is the main goal for me. So I don't mind the pressure. I love the pressure. Pressure makes diamonds, and I like to go collect them diamonds and go do my thing on the outside. So for me to step up big, make USA proud, make my teammates proud, and make people at home proud is number one priority.
Absolutely. I love it. Now, part of this, in years past when you were in wrestling, I mean, listen, we got to be honest, like, it was not, the reason why so many wrestlers end up graduating and going on to things like MMA is because wrestling didn't really have a way to provide you with a living, didn't really have a way to provide you with a financial stability. And I know the guy you're working with, Dave Martin, who's a very, very famous MMA manager, works with a lot of great fighters, Luke Rockhold, Robbie Lawler, Michael Chandler, and obviously you're working with Killcliff now as well. Having that support, how important is that for you in that? And also, as a college student, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you're holding a gold medal, but we got to remember, like, it's not like the Olympics, it's not like the Olympic Committee is, paying you $1 million for winning a gold, and that's fine. But obviously, you got to live, you got to support yourself, you got to train, all these kind of things. Now you actually have that support system able to do that.
Oh yeah, I mean, with my family at home and the support system that came through with Dave and a lot of and Killcliff too, that started supporting me also. I mean, so many doors have opened when I won the national tournament, and my next step after the national tournament was to win the Olympic gold. And with this Olympic gold medal, it's opened the world for me to see it. I've came in contact with so many people and so many big names that want me to come and do shows and show up to events such as UFC and WWE and anything else. I mean, I've seen tweets from the Vikings message me. This gold medal has most definitely opened up a lot of things with the support system with Dave Martin and a lot of other people. We're gonna go grab this world, and we're gonna take care of it, and we're gonna own it too.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you're still in celebration mode, and rightfully so. You literally got home from Tokyo a couple nights ago, so you're still in celebration mode, as you should be. But of course, everyone's going to start asking you about what comes next. I mean, of course, you obviously win the gold medal. Now, I know the World Championships are coming up in Norway in October, so you got that. But I mean, obviously, okay, let me just pull the big elephant out of the room. We saw your tweet to Dana White. Now, I'm an MMA guy, so tell me, Gable, what is in your head right now? What is next for Gable Steveson?
Man, what is next for Gable Steveson is really not sure. I'm open for all options. I'm gonna go, like I said, I'm gonna go explore every single option I can. I'm gonna go put my name on every single desk and go out there and make sure that the Gable Steveson name is well known, and it's gonna influence the next culture that comes up. And so like I said, there's a lot of places to go. I don't know what's next for me. WWE, UFC, football, go back to school. Who knows? But at the end of the day, the best decision will come with my family, and who knows when it may come.
Yeah, I mean, you got options. I mean, because I kept mentioning it when I was writing about you last week. Like, you still have eligibility. You can go back and wrestle at the University of Minnesota if you want to. And obviously, again, now you have the financial capabilities to do that without, going back just as a college student. So you can go back to college if you want to. You have that eligibility there.
Yeah, I still got crazy thing. I still got 2 more years eligibility, and I mean, I could go back to Minnesota and do my thing again. Why wouldn't I? I mean, could be a cool thing, but why wouldn't I also look at the bigger options that may come about? So, like I said, I'm open to anything, and me and Dave and my family are gonna go search for the right things, and we're gonna make sure everything's taken care of.
Yeah. Now, are you, obviously everyone saw the tweet to Dana White, and of course everyone, just buzzing about it, putting on Twitter, putting on Instagram. Are you a fight fan? Are you a fan of UFC? Are you a fan of mixed martial arts?
Oh, most definitely, I'm a fight fan. I mean, who wouldn't want to be the baddest man on the planet? You know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't want to hold that UFC championship belt? I'm holding the gold medal, and I'm the baddest wrestler on the planet. Why wouldn't I want to go out there and be the baddest UFC heavyweight champion? So I sent that tweet out to Dana, and I'm sure he saw it. Sure, someone from his desk got a hold of him. But like I said, all options will be open.
Yeah, and obviously, for people that don't know, it was I think 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, whatever it was, you worked with Brock Lesnar. He had come up to the University of Minnesota, and you got to get some work in with him. Of course, Brock is a legendary wrestler from Minnesota himself. I assume you probably had conversation with him, and that's a resource you could probably rely on for advice, or if you just need help. I know Brock did that with Logan Storley as well, who's obviously fighting in Bellator. So you have that. I'm sure you have that influence there with a guy like Brock.
Most definitely, Brock is a big influence. He's had his input on things that I want to do. I mean, he's told me a while ago what should I not do and what should I do. Brock's been there for a long time, and he's pointing me in the right direction, and he'll make sure I always go the right way.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that, Brock, of course, also the other side is WWE. Now we all know they have interests. I'm sure you've seen Triple H, and everyone's talked about you coming over. They love the big guys. They love the guys who are athletic, and that's an option as well. Is that something you could potentially explore as well?
Most definitely, I'm going to explore the WWE. Vince McMahon is a great dude. Triple H is a great person also. So for me not to explore WWE would be fairly stupid on my part. But I'm going to go out there, and me and Triple H going to have face-to-face talks. Me and Vince will. Me and Dana will. Me and Joe Rogan will. And I'm going to go out. I'm going to go out there, and like I said, I'm going to explore.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's kind of funny. I'm sure maybe you saw it. Ben Askren, of course, very famous in the wrestling community in his own right. He put out a tweet after I can't remember if it was after the semifinals or the finals, but he put out a tweet and said, give this guy 18 months of training and he's a, UFC champion. That's how much faith you have from the MMA community already. And I'm a believer in that as well, man. You are a different breed of heavyweight athlete. And obviously we've got great heavyweights. I'm in Ohio. I'm 15 minutes from Ohio State. So, of course, I'm very familiar with Stipe Miocic. Of course, Francis Ngannou, the current champ. Obviously, all the guys out there. But, again, if you decide to do MMA, you already have the greatest base possible to make huge waves in this sport if you decide to fight.
Yeah, I saw the tweet from Ben Askren, and I do believe that too. I do believe that with my wrestling skills and me putting on some striker skills that I could be the champ in less than 18 months. I can go out there and dominate my way through the heavyweight field. And there's good guys coming up. There's the French guy, I think his name's Gain. He just won his match against Derek Lewis, which we were watching over there in Tokyo. So congratulations to him. Stipe, legend, Cormier, legend, Brock Lesnar, Couture's, and all those guys are great dudes, you know what I'm saying? And Francis is holding the belt right now, and I'm not sure anyone at this point may stop him. We're gonna see with the guy Gain if he can, but the support from the MMA world is heavy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have faith in me. That's cool to see. So, I mean, like I said, we're going to explore. We're going to take our time, and we're going to pick the right option for me, whether it's MMA or anything else. But we'll always have a good support system from the fans. We're going to make sure I'm a people's person and go out there and put on a show for everybody.
Absolutely. And it's not, again, I say options. This is something, 10, 12 years ago, wrestlers didn't have. If you were a wrestler, 10, 15 years ago, you either became a wrestling coach or you might go into fighting. Like, you literally didn't have the other option. You actually have a lot of options right now. And we're sitting there talking about the Olympic gold medal. Didn't even talk about, you could go back and win another gold. You're so young. You could easily go to the next games, and when they restart again. So, 2024. So, again, there's a world of possibilities available to you.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, 2024 don't sound bad to me either. Going to Paris, win another gold medal, and solidify myself again. 2 gold medals don't sound bad. Anything doesn't. I'm a competitor. I go out there and put my best foot forward, and win or lose, I'll always make sure that I put my heart out there in anything I do.
Yeah. Well, Gable, thank you so much for taking the time. I try to, as a reporter, as a journalist, I'm supposed to be unbiased. I'm not unbiased right now because I was freaking out excited when you won. I loved watching you, always rooting for Team USA, of course. And so seeing you win that gold medal was amazing, man. Congratulations. Enjoy it. I know you got to be enjoying a little bit, but please enjoy it. Congratulations again. And I tell you what, I can't wait to see what's next. I know you said you're going to make the decision, but I'll tell you, man, I just can't wait to see what you do next because whatever it is, I will be watching.
Well, I appreciate you for watching. Thank